everyone. This is your girl, Qadriyyah Marie. I want to say happy Wellness Wednesday to everybody that is out there. I'm on the show, as you see, solo tonight. So it's going to be, I don't want to say a brief show, but estimate around 30 minutes or so. But the way I talk, sometimes it goes longer than that. So I'll just give people some time to tune in to the show while I finish getting set up here. So if you guys are coming on, to watch, just let me know you're here in the meantime, and I'll give you a shout out. In the meantime, I will play my 30-second countdown. So you guys just give this a watch, and this will give people time to come on and give yourself time as well. Okay, I'm back. That was a quick 30 seconds. I tried to get a little swallow of water, but it was too fast for me. But again, I'm back. Happy Wellness Wednesday to everybody that's out there watching. I appreciate everybody that has supported the show, has been coming on, supporting me, commenting and sharing the YouTube and telling others about it to come on. All the guests that I've had recently. I had a lot of financial guests come on. And it's been very beneficial. I've heard a lot of good things from viewers, people that have gone back and watched the show. But again, I just want to appreciate you guys for coming on tonight. Again, it's just me tonight. I'm going to be talking about simple ways to relieve stress, as well as coping skills for anxiety. Again, it's just me tonight. You guys know I love printouts. I can't remember everything, so I like to have papers in front of me, and I like sharing things from other sources besides myself, which is one of the reasons I have guests come on, because there's things I just don't know. And I love having experts come on, people who are passionate about certain topics that I have. And I just love to have them people come on and share their various expertise. So as the show gets started, again, if you are watching, just comment, let me know that you are here, that you're watching. If you have any questions for me, just any comments or thoughts or questions that you may have, I'm here to help as much as I can. So starting off, tonight, I want to say happy Memorial Day to those of you who are watching. First off, I had a wonderful weekend with my significant other, Tyrone, and his family. It was a great time. We were in New York, so the two of us drove there, and we love having these different road trips, as we like to call them, because from Maryland to New York, it's a 4-hour a drive, and that's pretty much at the minimum unless you're speeding. So we had a great time going there and back for the holidays. Such, positive and wonderful memories, with his family, who I consider my family as well. That's the same as my family considers him, a son to the family as well. So it was just really good time. Like I said, great memories, cookouts. Cookouts always bring out the best. You hope it brings out the best in people. Food always does something, to people. Always makes people feel good. And the food was definitely good. And seeing everybody. It's been a while since we were there, since last year. So I look forward to the next time that we go. Hey, babe, he's on here now. I got to shout you out. Thank you for watching. He's watching, always, supporting me, the show as well, and all the things that I do. So I love you very much, babe. But I want to get started with this show tonight, because again, I think it's just me. But I can talk now. Yeah, I can talk a whole hour, but I'm not gonna do that to y'all tonight. I want to start off with ways to relieve stress, and it is it is still May. It's the last day of May, but it is still Mental Health Month. So I wanted to end the month with shows about, a show about stress and anxiety. It's something I hear plenty of people talk more about, especially in regards to mental health. And let's just get started. So I do have a printout from the website Healthline. They actually say something right from the very first page that I wanted to share, was the fact that when it does come to stress, there's a number of factors that's involved, and people tend to think that stress is only related to, say, work life, for example. But there's other factors at play, such as your genetics. People don't think about that. Your personality type, and also the level of support that you have in life. So we're going to talk more about those things later, but I just wanted to talk with you guys to begin with, just to give you a generalization about this. And the first thing that's on the list, they have get more physical activity. I think you guys all know what that means. It's something I think that we all struggle with. Those of us who used to work out a certain way, and or had never worked out, and you always hear from from doctors about the importance of actually getting up and doing stuff. It seems very simple, but simple as doesn't mean it's easy. Lots of people have problems with this, getting more physical activity. But it says here, regular exercise has been shown to improve symptoms of common mental health conditions, such as anxiety and depression. So you guys hear me out with that. If you are currently inactive, start with gentle activities such as walking or biking. Choose an activity that you enjoy may help increase your chances of sticking to it long term. So I can definitely attest to that. They mentioned walking and biking, two things that I do love. I just started to get back into wanting to bike again. Tyrone has actually been the one who, as you guys may have seen on my post a couple years ago, has been the one to push me into biking. And that's an activity him and I love to do together, and we are planning to do more of that together. So you guys are going to watch out for more reels and stuff. I also want to share, before I get into the other simple ways to relieve stress, I did want to add that it says here, minimizing the chronic stress of daily life as much as possible is important for overall health. You guys definitely got to pay attention to that. Stress can be chronic. People tend to think of it as temporary, but it's long-term stuff that we have to deal with and think about. It says, important to understand that stress isn't the same as mental health disorders such as anxiety and depression, which requires treatments from medical professionals. But these tips that I'm going to give you guys are things that you can do. They're natural things that you can work on every day. So the first thing I mentioned was to get more physical activity. I think you guys understand what that can do for you, even 2 days a week. It doesn't have to be a whole 5-day routine thing of you working, strenuously exercising. But just 2 days of walking and, like I said, biking can do wonders for you. Can significantly reduce the stress that's in your body. The second thing that goes hand in hand with physical activity is following a healthy diet. Yes, Tyrone says basketball. Yeah, him and I have been going at it, playing basketball. Very physical activity, babe. So one of my favorite sports, not only to watch, but to play growing up and throughout my whole life. I haven't really been too much into the NBA finals lately. I haven't really heard anybody that was into it lately, because it's just, I don't know. I don't want to say it's trash, but it's just not the same as it was, Jason Kidd days, back when he was an actual player, instead of a coach. So times have changed, y'all. But basketball is one of my favorite activities. Requires your whole body to use. So I want to add something as far as food. The article says minimizing your intake of highly processed food and beverages and eating more whole foods such as vegetables, fruits, beans, fish, and nuts, and seeds can help ensure that your body is properly nourished. So, you guys, it really is a serious thing when it comes to stress. It's not just physical activity, but it's the way that you eat. And it definitely plays a role what you put into your body. Actually, what becomes you. There are days where I'm walking around and if I do eat a beef hamburger, I can actually feel the difference in my body. I can't move the same way. I don't even think I think the same way as I do if I were to have, a tuna salad, for example, or a Caesar salad without, all the condiments to it, just a plain old vegetable like a rabbit, eating. I actually feel the difference in my body. I feel light, especially on days where I drink a lot of water to flush out all the other junk that I had, the day before. Um, I do see a little side note here for those of you, and this is another stress reliever thing to talk about. Um, as you see, I'm on a computer, and a lot of us, this is what we do. You work from home, or you're just on social media. So you're on your phone, you're on your tablet, computer, all the time. Obviously, a lot more than we should be. And this, they have a note here that spending too much time in front of screens in general is associated with lower psychological well-being and increased stress levels in both adults and kids. So, guys, it really is serious because we are spending too much time looking at screens, whether it's at home or for fun or at work. I love to get up, throughout the day, even when I'm at work, and get myself away from the computer. I'll just go outside, not even during my lunch break, just for a minute or so, and just to get my eyes to rest. And I wear contacts, so I have to practice blinking my eyes for like 20 seconds or so throughout the day just to keep my teardrops and stuff going. So we have to learn how, to get ourselves away more from these smartphones. Even if you have to leave your phone at home, if you're going to the store, do you necessarily need to have, your cell phone with you? We all know that we're all tempted to go through and check things. The next simple way to relieve stress that I want to discuss that they have here is to consider supplements. I know personally myself, I take extra vitamins and supplements, even though I am on the path of eating healthy. There are things that I'm still missing and that I may need additional more of. So they talk here about the important role that this plays in your body's stress response and your mood regulations. Deficiencies definitely can play a role in affecting not only your mental health, but how you cope with stress. So you may want to look into that. It's important. I would like to add, to get your blood work checked as well. I know a number of people are afraid to go to doctors. They're scared to find out what may not even be there. And you can't do that. You have to see what's going on with your body in order to take the steps necessary, if there are any, to improve your health. So make sure you find out if you have all of the correct amount of vitamins in your body, for example. The next one of my favorites that I hear plenty of, especially women talk about, practicing self-care. As you guys are aware, self-care can include going for a walk outside, as I mentioned earlier, taking a bath, reading a good book, exercising, of course, lighting candles, just taking time to yourself. Be 10 minutes a day. I would say even an hour a week, just something for you, for yourself. I know all of us is out here busy. We have jobs and careers and families and trying to balance all these different things, but you got to take time for yourself. Getting a massage is one of my favorite things. I actually haven't gone, I think, since February. And to have Tyrone at home, obviously, who is my masseuse, my personal masseuse. But even him and I, we both have a massage therapist that we go to outside of the home, and all that tension in our necks and backs, it's like you hold all that stress in, and when you go get the massage, they will tell you themselves that you got a lot of stress in your body, because you can actually feel, if you ever give someone a massage, you can actually feel the tension and stress in someone's body, and obviously if you press down and you start hearing different things pop, it's something going on that needs to come out. So I just wanted to reiterate that, is how important self-care is. It doesn't have to be complicated or anything like that. It just means you're tending to your own well-being and your own happiness. So I'm glad I shared that. Practicing a hobby, they have listing here too. Using a diffuser with calming scents, but we're going to talk about that a little later because that's something that I started to get into the aromatherapy. They also have reduce your caffeine intake. This is a weird one because people love to talk about how it's okay if you drink coffee in moderation, but how many people do we know actually drink coffee in moderation? So if you are sensitive to caffeine, it can actually affect uh, your level of anxiety and stress and actually increase it. So I just wanted to reach that out. Put that out there. I know everybody has different thresholds when it comes to caffeine intake as well. Another big one, spending time with friends and family. I was just talking to Ty about this recently about how important it is to be sociable and to be around friends and family, especially for myself at this time, mourning my mom. And I definitely need the support of friends and family. I love my alone time because that's necessary as well. It goes back to self-care, but it definitely helps to have friends and family around to help to get me through stressful moments that I need to be around someone else, people that can get me out of my own a zone, because sometimes I can zone out thinking about my mom and other stressors that I have in life, and they're there to help reel me back in and just get me back to that peaceful a place or a fun place, something that's not going to make me, feel sad all the time. That social support is very important. So make sure you do reach out to friends and family. Having those strong ties can actually improve uh, anything that you're dealing with, stressful and anything that's affecting your mental health. Having them there can do wonders for you. Create boundaries and learn to say no. I think Ty and I and his family were talking about this recently about how putting too much on your plate may increase your stress load and limit the amount of time you can spend on self-care. So as I just mentioned how important self-care is, you don't want to let that go, that part of your life. Taking control over your personal life may help reduce stress and protect your mental health. So I hope you guys are listening to me, all these different ways. These are, like I said, simple ways to reduce stress. Saying no is one way to control your stresses. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm getting on tongue tie. I don't know if my mouth is dry or what. But again, saying no is one way to control your stressors. People have a hard time doing that. I know some people who don't have a problem at all with saying no, but I know plenty of people who do. They do have a problem creating boundaries. So they say be selective on what you take on. Learn to avoid procrastination. Another way to take control of your stress is to stay on top of your priorities and avoid procrastinating. Procrastination may harm your productivity and leave you scrambling to catch up. This can cause stress, which negatively affects your health and your sleep quality. So we got to stop that, all of us. We got to stop that. We got to go and do, when we say we're going to do something, we need to just do it. If you're going to have to do it a certain way, make sure you have a to-do list. I'm very big on that. People make fun of me all the time. Like, why do you have all these things written down? Why do you have them both in your phone, on a computer, or written down paper? Because I'm someone who likes to remind myself of what it is that I said that I'm going to do. Because I know I can actually get more stressed out when I don't do something that I want to do. I actually feel better when I accomplish something that is on my to-do list. Thank you, babe, for saying that. He said good advice. Yeah, I'm just trying to help people, babe, by going through this list here. Because I went to this website doing my research, and I'm like, wow, they really broke down things that I was going to talk about plus more. So that's why I'm reading from this list here. So make sure I don't miss anything. They also have here, take a yoga class. I will recommend kickboxing. You guys know I love doing my different jabs. I'm not going to kick because I might kick the whole screen and stuff, but just basically something, some activity that goes back to physical activity to help reduce stress and symptoms of anxiety and depression. So I will also mention Tai Chai, one of Ty's elder friends mentioned to us how she's been doing that to help herself out. And I'm going to start looking into that too. But you guys know I love my kickboxing and stuff. So that leads into the next simple way of practicing mindfulness. To me, yoga and mindfulness goes together. Mindfulness describes practices that anchor you to the present moment. Very difficult for lots of people because our mind is always thinking about something from the past or in the future what we have to do. It's very hard for us to actually sit and, in the moment. They say meditating on a consistent basis, even for short periods, may help boost your mood and decrease symptoms of stress and anxiety. For myself, for example, I meditate 5 minutes, a day in the morning, sometimes more if I have time. But even 5 minutes, is enough to help me try to clear all these thoughts that I have, especially when I wake up in the morning. I love to start my day off peaceful, if possible, especially if I'm going into work. I don't want to go into work feeling all, tensed up and everything like that. We're going to talk about that a little later. When I start talking about coping skills, I'm going to mention that a little later. They have cuddle here. Human touch may have a calming effect and help you better cope with stress. Yes, I'm definitely a fan of cuddling. They also mention hugging, kissing, and sex may help lower stress by releasing oxytocin and lowering blood pressure. So you guys out there, make sure you are active doing something, whether it's kissing or hugging, sex, whatever it is you're doing, because it's a real thing. And I think, once you're in your 30s, you're very well aware of that, how important touch is and what it can do for your body. Definitely can help you cope with stress. Physical contact does lots of wonders for people. So that was one point. Now Ty is going to love this point here where they're mentioning spending time in nature. He has helped me with that. I'm not naturally a nature person. Ty has definitely helped me get more in tune with my nature side, I should say, as far as going to the beach or going into the woods or climbing mountains. So everybody's not necessarily a hiker, but I could definitely see the benefits. If you don't live near anywhere that you can go hiking or camping, you can go to the park. Those of us who grew up in urban areas, there's museums, things like that, places that you can just go to. Basically, that's outside. And as it says here, it says spending more time outside, whether at your local park or atop a mountain, may help reduce levels of stress and boost your mood. So you guys gotta go out there, start climbing some mountains, just getting in touch with with Mother Nature. I love being by the water now. Ty has helped me with that. I always like being by the water, but the fact that of me not being a swimmer, I would go to the water, and put my little feet in and stuff and dip out. But now I want to just be there, not just to do that, but to actually take in the sounds of the water and people and birds, and eventually I'll go further out into the water. The next point they have is practice deep breathing. Very big thing. That's going to be part of what I'm talking about next as far as coping skills with anxiety. But they mention here, deep breathing exercises may help activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which controls the relaxation response. Deep breathing exercises include diaphragmatic breathing, abdominal breathing, belly breathing, and paced respiration. So when you hear people talk about deep breathing, it seems like you're just going like that. But no, you really are, inhaling and holding and releasing. But again, I'll talk about that towards the end of the show. They say here that the goal of deep breathing is to focus your awareness on your breath, making it slower and deeper. So you really got to actually fill up your lungs. They say deep breathing activates your body's relaxation response, thereby counteracting some of the physical sensations of stress. Huge thing. And the last point they have here is another one of my favorites. Spend time with your pet. Shout out to Chloe, who's in the living room right now listening. If she had her own phone, she would be watching and commenting as well. So me out to Chloe out there. They say having a pet may help reduce stress and improve your mood. Having a pet may also help relieve stress by giving you purpose, keeping you active, and providing companionship. Spending time with your pet is a relaxing, enjoyable way to reduce stress. And Chloe has definitely been there, as a stress reliever for me. So I can definitely agree with that. I just want to make the point that stress is always going to be part of your life. I'm a big believer in the fact that there's good stress and there's bad stress, and just learning how to use these simple ways to differentiate between them, and not allow, the negative stress to, to overtake you. And I also want to say, before I get into the coping skills for anxiety, that, if you are feeling overwhelmed, that you should reach out, to a therapist. You guys know I am definitely in support of, therapists or any type of trusted health professional. If you seek, that type of assistance, if you are feeling, that stressed out and, overwhelmed. I would recommend growth therapy, or betterhelp.com, two online, therapy websites that not only has helped me, but helped, others, that had gone out and seeking support. So I know I told you guys the show will be a half hour, and I'm almost done. It might go over a few more minutes. So it's very important for me to get this information out. So I just wanted to share something that, I've been utilizing myself. I haven't posted this or talked about this much, but I am I am working with a therapist myself recently, and I just wanted to share just a few things that I have been doing, and I got Ty doing this stuff with me as well, as a couple, and I think it's very beneficial, because when I learn things, I like to share it with others, especially if I see it's beneficial to me. The first thing goes back to what I just mentioned about deep breathing. It says deep breathing is a simple technique that's excellent for managing emotions. Not only is deep breathing effective, it's also discreet and easy to use at any time or place. So you could be home, you could be at work, or you could be in your car, you could be in a park, and you can practice these exercises. I don't know if I want to go through it. I actually might have a show where I'm actually doing all of this, but I just wanted to share briefly with you guys about how important it is to learn how to breathe deeply through your nose. And I might just do it one time real quick for you guys, but you're just breathing in through your nose deeply enough that whatever hand you have, left or right, on your abdomen rises up. So I had Ty doing this with me the night before, but you're supposed to sit comfortably and place one hand on your abdomen. So that's the first thing you should do before you do anything. So you're going to place your hand. Right now I have my right hand placing it on my abdomen. I'm sitting comfortably here as I talk to you guys, and we're just going to inhale for 4 seconds. Then I'm going to hold it for 4 seconds, and then I'm going to exhale for 6 seconds. So as I hold the air in my lungs, and I'm reading right from the paper, I'm going to exhale slowly through my mouth with my lips puckered as if I am blowing through a straw. So I don't know if I'm actually going to be looking like that or doing that right, but I'm just going to do it very briefly with you guys. Well, I'm gonna count it out so you guys can practice with me if you like. And like I said, I'll do a show later on for this. So I'm going to place my hand on my abdomen. I'm going to breathe in for 4 seconds. I don't know if I did that correctly, guys, but I inhale for 4 seconds, held my breath for another 4 seconds, then I exhale for approximately 6 seconds. So you're supposed to do that for 3 to 5 minutes, and that would definitely help release any anxiety that you have coming out. I also have here on my anxiety coping skill paper, progressive muscle relaxation. I'm sure some of you have heard of that before, but it's just mentioning how by tensing and relaxing the muscles throughout your body, you can achieve a powerful feeling of relaxation. The first thing I have here is feet, and I'm just going to just read out just a few examples so you guys can do this. When you are doing these exercises, you can sit back or you can lie down in a comfortable position. And when I mention each of these things, you're supposed to hold attention for 10 seconds for each one. After the 10 seconds, then you can release the tension. So just imagine that you're holding the tension in and then you're releasing all that tension so that you can feel the relaxation and you can feel the difference between different body parts being tensed up versus relaxation. So the first thing they mentioned is your feet. You're going to curl your toes tightly into your feet, and then you're going to release them. So you're going to do that for 10 seconds. and then you're going to let go. So you're going to curl your toes tightly into your feet for 10 seconds, and then you're going to release them. They also have here your thighs, your torso. One of my favorites here is your shoulders. You're going to lift and squeeze your shoulders towards your ears for 10 seconds, and then you're going to let it drop. I have a lot of tension up here, so anything with my back and my shoulders, I'm definitely a fan of. Yes, thank you, Ty. I just wanted to share that. I also have a third. I have 4 points, but the third point is challenging irrational thoughts. They say anxiety can be magnified by irrational thoughts. For example, the thoughts that something bad will happen or I will make a mistake might lack evidence, but still have an impact on how you feel. By examining the evidence and challenging these thoughts, you can reduce your anxiety. So if you're having questions, or if you have something where you're thinking about like something bad will happen, you have to ask yourself, is my thought based on facts or feelings? How will my best friend see the situation? How likely is it that my fear will come true? What's most likely to happen? If my fear comes true, will it still matter in a week, a month, or a year? So you have to tell yourself these things, and normally the answer is no. So they say here, put your thoughts on trial and think about a thought that has contributed to your anxiety. And you're going to gather evidence in support of your thought and against your thought. You're going to compare the evidence and determine whether your thought is accurate or not. So I want you guys to practice that, because I know we all have these thoughts like that. That does contribute to anxiety. The last point I want to make, and I've been practicing, is called imagery. It says your thoughts have the power to change how you feel. If you think of something sad, it's likely you'll start to feel sad. The opposite is also true. When you think of something positive and calming, you feel relaxed. The imagery technique harnesses this power to reduce anxiety. So I want you guys to do this at home, once the show is over, and practice this. Think of a place that you find comforting. It could be a secluded beach, it could be your bedroom, a quiet mountaintop, or even a loud concert. For 5 to 10 minutes, use all your senses to imagine the setting in great detail. Don't just think fleetingly about this place, really imagine it. So you're going to really go into the details of it. What do you see around you? What do you notice in the distance? What sounds can you hear? Are they soft? Are they loud? Keep listening to see if you notice any distant sounds. Are you eating or drinking something enjoyable? What is the flavor like? How does it taste? You're going to savor all of these different tastes that you're imagining. Look for all of these small details that you would normally miss. What can you feel? What is the temperature like? Is it hot or cold outside? Think of how the air feels on your skin and how your clothes feel on your body. So you're going to literally soak in all these different sensations. And lastly, of course, you can't forget your nose. What scents are present? Are they strong or faint? What does the air smell like? Take some time to appreciate the scent. So I want you guys to practice that on your own time. Something that I will be practicing tonight, and I'm going to go through all 4 of those coping skills for anxiety back to back. I can get all those done in 15 minutes, so it's not something that takes up a lot of your time, because I know we're all on the run. We all got different things going on, but it's very important to practice these different ways to reduce your stress and coping skills for anxiety. So I just want to thank you guys for coming on, tonight, especially you, Ty, for coming on, supporting me, commenting, and, doing these exercises with me when you don't have to. I know you want to be relaxed at night, but I appreciate you doing them with me as well. If you guys feel this is beneficial, please feel free to share this as well. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night, a blessed night, and keep sweating yourself to a healthier self. Until I see you guys again, stay blessed. Good night.